In a quiet town tucked between dry farmlands and forgotten highways in northern Nigeria, Sundays were supposed to be for prayer, and weekdays for learning. But on one morning, both were stolen. The church bell was still ringing when it happened. Villagers had just bowed their heads when the sound of gunfire replaced the sound of worship. Armed bandits on motorcycles surrounded the building, their faces hidden, their voices cold and rushed. They didn't come to pray, they came to take. Men were ordered to the floor, women screamed. Children clung to their parents until hands tore them apart. Within minutes, several worshippers were forced out, shoved onto bikes, and disappeared into the vast bushlands. But the nightmare didn't stop there. 2 days later, just 40 kilometers away, a secondary school was holding exams. Students bent over their desks, dreaming of futures far from poverty and fear. Then, the gates were broken open. Bandits stormed in, firing into the air. Teachers froze. Students ran. Some couldn't run fast enough. Dozens of children were taken, dragged from classrooms, dormitories, even hiding places. Their screams echoed long after the dust settled. Families waited. Days turned to weeks. Ransoms were demanded. Livestock sold. Land sold. Hope slowly drained away. And for the people watching from their homes, from their phones, from their radios, it felt like leadership had vanished in the same way the victims had, into silence. Not because no one cared, but because the fear seemed bigger than any office, any uniform, any speech. The communities weren't just fighting criminals anymore. They were fighting the feeling of being forgotten. And in the end, the most painful part wasn't the guns. It was the waiting.